Hi, boys and girls. How's everyone doing today? I hope you guys had a great weekend. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how to be the best student that you can be and how to use your whole body to be a listener. It's so important that our brains and our hearts and our bodies are focused when we're trying to learn. So, we're going to talk all about the different ways that you can listen today.
All right. Well, Miss Freeman, with the help of Mr. Potato Head, we are going to talk to you about whole body listening and how you can be a good listener using your whole body. So, Mr. Potato Head knows that one of our school rules is to be respectful to others. And a way that he shows that he's respectful to others is by using whole body listening. So, we're going to show you the ways that Mr. Potato Head uses this skill to be a better student at school. So Mr. Potato Head uses his body. Miss Freeman, how does Mr. Potato Head use his body to show that he's listening?
Mr. Potato Head uses his body to show that he's listening by facing the camera and making sure that even though he's on mute, so he's not talking, his body is facing the camera and he's totally focused, sitting still and quietly so that he's ready to learn.
I like that. If his body was facing away from me, I would know that he wasn't listening to me. So that's great. Mr. Potato Head also uses his ears. Well, obviously, we listen with our ears, so that makes sense. Our ears can help us to listen and pay attention and listen to the person who is talking, right? He doesn't let himself get distracted by the noises around him.
That's so true. Sometimes it's easy to get distracted when we're learning from home because we might have other people in our house learning with us. So, brothers and sisters who are also going to school. And also, there's just noises around the house. I know I can sometimes hear my dog barking. I can sometimes hear my little girl playing. But Mr. Potato Head knows that he can choose to focus his ears on what's going on right in front of him. Just like Miss McDougal and I are focused on each other no matter what's going on at our houses right now.
Right. Other than your ears and your body, did you know you could use your eyes to listen? How might Mr. Potato Head use his eyes to show that he's listening?
Mr. Potato Head uses his eyes to show that he's listening by focusing his gaze on what he's listening to. So when I'm talking to you guys, I'm looking right at you, and Mr. Potato Head is too. He's looking at you guys to let you know that he's listening. That eye contact is a way of showing the person that's talking to you that you're listening to what they're saying, that you know they're talking to you, and that you're so interested in what they have to say. It's part of showing respect, and it's part of just being a good listener to show eye contact the whole time someone's talking to you.
That's right. I agree. And I can tell that you're focused on what I am saying because your eyes are looking at me on the screen. So another way that Mr. Potato Head shows that he's listening is with his mouth. That sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? But Mr. Potato Head can show that he's listening with his mouth by not talking when someone else is talking. Did you know that if you start talking when someone else is talking, that's interrupting them? And it doesn't feel very good to be interrupted, does it, Miss Freeman, when you're talking? And it shows
being interrupted can be really frustrating. And sometimes it happens accidentally on Zoom, which I think I just interrupted Miss McDougal a little bit. But sometimes it happens on purpose, and you have to be really careful to wait your turn when you're talking to friends on Zoom. So that's why we always keep our mics muted and we try to raise our hands.
That's right. That's very important. Speaking of hands, you can show you're listening with your hands and your feet. So, one way you can show you're listening is by not interrupting and using your hands to raise your hand in class before you speak. Another way is to make sure that your mute button is clicked and turned off when you're listening to somebody else who's speaking. Can you think of another way your hands and feet you could show you're listening?
You can show you're listening just like Mr. Potato Head does by having your hands and your feet holding still while you're listening. So having your hands in your lap and your feet on the floor is a really good way to let the people that you're talking to know that you're listening to them, because you're not fidgeting with the things around you, you're not typing something else, or playing a game or doing something else on the computer, Mr. Potato Head shows that he's listening by holding his hands and feet still, unless he's raising his hand to contribute.
That's right. That's so important. It's very distracting if somebody else is making noise with their hands and feet while you're trying to talk. It can be very distracting. So that's a great way. Another way Mr. Potato Head shows that he's listening is he uses his head. How do you think Mr. Potato Head uses his head to listen?
Well, as you can see, Mr. Potato Head uses his head to focus while he's listening. So sometimes when someone's talking to us, our thoughts might just be coming out of our brain, going to what we're going to do next today, or what might be fun this weekend, or thinking about what we're hungry for lunch. But Mr. Potato Head never lets that happen. If he's talking to someone or listening to someone, he focuses on what the other person is saying so that he can think about what they're telling him and process the information so that he knows exactly what they're saying. It's really, really important that when someone's talking to you, you think about what they're saying so that it's in your brain and goes through your mind, not think about something else or what you want to do later or what might be fun to do this weekend. Those are things to think about outside of school.
I agree. And I bet Mr. Potato Head uses his brain to think of how he might respond to what the person is saying.
Oh, yeah.
That's really important. Another way he shows he's listening is by using his heart. So he listens with his heart to show other people that he cares by listening. You know somebody cares about you when they take the time to really listen to what you have to say, by using kind words and by being respectful. So, sorry, Ms. Freeman, did you have something you wanted to add?
I think you're exactly right. Mr. Potato Head shows us that he cares by listening to the important words that we're saying to him. And he lets us know that he wants to be a friend and be a good classmate by listening and using his heart.
Right. And you know what? Because this year is happening online and over Zoom, it is so important to use whole body listening. Right? We need to make sure that we are paying attention, that we have our face close to the camera where everybody can see us and be able to listen to us clearly. We want to make sure that our body, like Mr. Potato Head, is facing the screen and that we're in focus so everyone can see us and that we're not looking away or being distracted by other things around us. It's really important that our teacher and classmates know that we're paying attention to them. So make sure you're showing others you care. By not fidgeting around and being distracted by toys and things around you, right? When they're talking, we want to make sure that we're using whole body listening, just like Mr. Potato Head.
Thank you so much for listening today, guys. I hope that this really helps you be the best you that you can be and the best student that you can be. Remember, the first part of learning is to listen, and it's really, really, really important to focus and listen while you're doing online school. So try to minimize your distractions, turn the TV off, put the games away, and do the best you can to just listen and be a great member of your class. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Use your listening skills and show your teachers that you're ready to learn.
Bye, everyone. Have a great week.
Bye.